What's going on, y'all? I'm Torrey Smith, wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm about to draw my life out for you. Life for me started in dramatic fashion. My mother, Monica, had me as a young teenager in high school. I ended up being the first of many. I'm the oldest of 7. I was raised in Colonial Beach, Virginia, small little country town with a little over 3,000 people. Growing up, things weren't always easy for us. I used to help take care of my brothers and sisters while my mother was at work. My mother gave me the nickname the Microwave King because I could cook any meal in there, whether it be eggs, a sandwich, I don't know, probably even a steak if you thought about it. I could do anything. Being the oldest of 7 in a tough environment where my mother happened to be in a very abusive relationship, I had to overcome a lot. It's a lot of things that happened, but I often forget that she was a kid having kids. Even though our family went through a lot, my mother always was on me about my grades. I always made the honor roll, and I was always very attentive in class. I remember one time she took me off the basketball team because I had a C on my midterm. On my midterm, not even my report card. Are you kidding me? I was a starting point guard, and just like that, I was off the team. Education was everything to me because I knew it was my way out. Even though we didn't win as many games as I would have liked, my high school football experience was awesome. There was nothing like getting dressed up on Friday, wearing your jersey or your khakis, and everyone knowing that you were a part of something special. You were a part of a team. You were a part of a family. I learned some of my most valuable lessons in life and as a man in that locker room and through that experience in high school. Everything was looking all good until this one day in the summer I decided to go play basketball. Long story short, I broke my leg. So instead of going to UVA and earning a scholarship that I knew I was sure to get, I was spending my summer months laying in the bed with my brothers picking on me, knowing that I couldn't catch them, and also looking at my future as a college football player going out the window. It was during that time when I was getting recruited by a lot of the East Coast schools. They kind of backed up. But there was one school that stayed there and supported me the whole way. That was the University of Maryland. I'll never forget when they told me that, hey, we're going to offer you a scholarship. In college, everything was fun. To have the opportunity to play in front of thousands of people each and every week, I loved it. At the University of Maryland, I grew into a man. I did what I was supposed to do as a player, but to graduate with my degree in criminal justice, that was why I went there. Being the oldest of my siblings, to be able to set the example and graduate was a special moment. It was the first time I almost cried of happiness, but I didn't. I held up like a champ. My number one goal was accomplished when I was able to walk across the stage at the University of Maryland. But I guess I would get in trouble if I didn't say the best thing that happened to me there was meeting my wife. We both went to the University of Maryland. She ran track, I was a football player. And she didn't know it at the time, but she was helping me get through some of the darkest times of my life. My mother was incarcerated, and my grandmother was taking care of all the kids at home. And she came in just as a friend during a time where I needed someone to talk to, needed someone to listen to me, and she continues to be that way today. Being drafted from the University of Maryland was an honor and a privilege. I couldn't believe that I had the opportunity to leave a year early with my degree in hand and be one of the first receivers picked in the NFL draft. I'll never forget arriving to minicamp. I walked out to the practice field and I'm looking around and I see Joe Flacco running around throwing the ball. Ed Reed coming up to me saying, hey, welcome to the team. And also Ray Lewis. These were now my teammates. That's crazy. My career didn't start off the way I wanted to. I didn't start right away and I wasn't playing well in camp. I was forgetting the plays, I was making mistakes, and it was rough. But I never lost confidence in myself. I remember my 3rd game of the season, we were playing the St. Louis Rams, and Lee Evans, one of my good friends, was just hurt, so I had to start. In the first quarter, on our first play, I was able to score on a long touchdown. It wouldn't be my only touchdown of the quarter. I ended up scoring 2 more times, being one of the first people to ever score 3 touchdowns in 1 quarter. When I was in Baltimore my 2nd year, we won the Super Bowl. I'll never forget looking around, watching the confetti fall, realizing that I was a part of something special. I was a part of a winning team. I played 4 years in Baltimore. While I had a great time, all good things must come to an end. It's been a huge adjustment going from the East Coast to the West Coast, but it's been one of the best things that's happened for me and my family. We've had the opportunity to impact an entirely different community in the Bay Area. Even though I play for the San Francisco 49ers, Baltimore City will always have a piece of my heart. I will always be committed to that city because that city was committed to me. The mission of the Torrey Smith Family Fund is to help any and everyone that we can, specifically students in education. There's going to be a day when I have to hang up my cleats and I'm not going to be fast anymore. And when that happens, the Family Fund will still be there. When fans see my cleats, I want them to understand that these cleats mean a lot to me. It's not just about the education factor that we obviously preach is important. It's the fact that I have them on my feet to let them know that I feel like I'm carrying them. It's a commitment that's bigger than football. Because football isn't for everybody, but an education is. Through my life experiences and our nonprofit, I always like to tell others, you can't control where you come from or your family situation, but you can control your future by making smart decisions and furthering your education. That's something that I live by, and I wouldn't be here, and you wouldn't be looking at me draw my life if I didn't follow these truths. In Week 13, NFL players around the league will proudly display their charitable causes on their game day cleats. Learn more about these personal tributes at NFL.com/mycausemycleats and on Whistle Sports.